بيكم في حلقة جديدة من برنامج الريمونتادا. أنا مي الشرقاوي وهقدم لكم أهم الأخبار الرياضية النهاردة. مع منتصف الليل هينتهي بشكل رسمي سوق الانتقالات بالدوري الممتاز قبل انطلاق البطولة يوم 18 أكتوبر الجاري، وهنستعرض معاكم أهم الأخبار الانتقالات اللي حصلت النهاردة في اليوم الأخير. سيراميكا كليوباترا أعلن التعاقد مع صلاح محسن مهاجم الأهلي على سبيل الإعارة لمدة موسم مع وجود بند يسمح بشراء اللاعب نهائياً. صلاح محسن بعد رحيله عن الأهلي كتب رسالة على انستجرام اتكلم فيها انه عارف يعني ايه اللعب بتيشيرت النادي الأهلي، وانه كمان اتعرض لشائعات كتير في الفترة اللي فاتت. وجه صلاح محسن الشكر لجماهير الأهلي ومجلس الإدارة بقيادة الكابتن محمود الخطيب. الأهلي كمان وافق على إعارة لاعبه العربي بدر لطلائع الجيش لمدة موسم بعد ما لعب بدر في صفوف فيوتشر خلال الموسم الماضي. وبعيدا عن اخبار الانتقالات، الاهلي النهارده اتمرن في ملعبه مختار التتش بعد ما كسب الاتحاد المنستيري التونسي امبارح بهدف محمد عبد المنعم في ذهاب دور 32 بدوري ابطال افريقيا. المفاجأة السعيدة لجماهير الأهلي إن بيرسي تاو بدأ المشاركة بشكل تدريجي في التدريبات النهارده عشان يلحق الماتشات اللي جاية للفريق بعد ما غاب لفترة طويلة للإصابة. ونروح لأخبار نادي الزمالك اللي بتخص الانتقالات وكل الكلام عن صفقة انتقال عمرو السيسي لاعب وسط طلائع الجيش للفريق الأبيض. الزمالك بيستعد لإعلان الصفقة بشكل رسمي بعد مفاوضات مكثفة مع الطلائع. موافقة اللاعب الزمالك بيحاول كمان إنه يحسم صفقة مصطفى شلبي جناح MP بعد اتصالات بين مسؤولي النادي ومحاولات لحل أزمة تحويل المقابل المادي للMP. الزمالك كمان تعاقد مع أكتر من لاعب على رأسهم ثنائي بيراميدز نبيل عماد دونجا وعمر جابر، ومدافع الطلائع مصطفى الزناري، كمان السنغالي إبراهيم نداي، والمغربي زكريا الوردي، والبنيني سامسون أكينولا. غزل المحلة حسم صفقة إفريقية بضم اللاعب جابرييل أوروك جناح فريق إنيمبا النيجيري لمدة 3 مواسم جديدة. ووقع اللاعب بحضور صابر عيد المدير الرياضي لنادي غزل المحلة لانضم الزعيم الفلاحين استعدادا للموسم الجديد. صفقات اللاعبين الأجانب، تعاقد طلائع الجيش مع الثنائي النيجيري لقمان محمد وموسس، وانضم الثنائي للطلائع بعد موافقة المدير الفني علاء عبد العال الأشاد بصفقة الثنائي. حرس الحدود بعد عودته مرة تانية للدوري حاول تدعيم صفوفه بصفقات مميزة بقيادة المدير الفني أحمد أيوب. الحرس تعاقد النهارده بشكل رسمي مع خالد سامي مدافع غزل المحلة ومحمد شعبان حارس مرمى طلائع الجيش عشان يكمل الانتقالات الجديدة. نادي الداخلية بيستعد للعودة للدوري الممتاز في الموسم اللي جاي بعد ما دعم صفوفه بعدة صفقات أبرزها محمد مجدي حارس الإسماعيلي وثنائي المقصة سيرجي أريك وأحمد طارق سليمان حارس المرمى، وثنائي الجونة محمد نجيب وألين كيامبانزي. الداخلية استعار 5 لعيبة من الأهلي وهم أحمد سيد عبد النبي ومصطفى فوزي ووليد مصطفى ومحمد نصير ومحمد حسام ميدو اللي تعرض للإصابة بقطع في غضروف الركبة. وأعلن الداخلية النهارده تعاقده مع مهاب ياسر لاعب فريق MP لمدة موسمين. محمد عادل لاعب المقصة أعلن النهارده على صفحته بموقع فيسبوك اعتزاله بعد ما فشل انتقاله للإسماعيلي والمصري مع نهاية فترة الانتقالات. محمد عادل قرر الاعتزال رغم أن عمره 23 سنة بس، واتكلم لاعب المقصة عن الصعوبات اللي واجهته في مفاوضات انتقاله لمصري ثم توقيعه للإسماعيلي، وإن صفقة رحيله ما كملتش عشان يقرر بعدها الاعتزال. ونروح لنادي بيراميدز اللي وصل له النهارده اختار رسمي من الاتحاد الافريقي كاف بيحدد مباراه الاياب ضد هلال الساحل السوداني في الدور 32 ببطوله كاس الكونفدراليه الافريقيه. المباراه هتقام في ملعب الدفاع الجوي الساعه 6 مساء يوم السبت اللي جاي، وهيديرها الحكم المغربي نور الدين الجعفري. بيراميدز كسب مباراه ذهاب في نفس الملعب يوم السبت اللي فات بنتيجه 2-0، وسجل الهدفين فخر الدين بن يوسف ومصطفى فتحي. هلال الساحل السوداني اللي هيواجه بيراميدز في الكونفدرالية لعب ماتش ودي النهارده قدام أسوان واتغلب بنتيجة 5-2. سجل أهداف أسوان عماد فتحي ودالسون وجمال السعيد وميدو مصطفى وأحمد حمودي، وبيقود أسوان المدير الفني ربيع ياسين. ونروح لأخبار اتحاد الكورة النهارده، وتم تحديد قرعة دوري الكورة النسائية للموسم الجديد الساعة 12 الظهر بعد بكرة الأربعاء. اتحاد الكورة بعت جوابات رسمية للأندية اللي هتشارك في الدوري لتحديد الملعب اللي هيستضيف ماتشات الفريق. ولما نتكلم عن الرياضة النسائية لازم نذكر اسم ميار شريف بطلة مصر في التنس، ومعانا خبر عن تكريمها من وزير الرياضة أشرف صبحي بعد فوزها بلقب بطولة بارما للتنس. تعالوا نشوف التقرير ده عن تكريم ميار شريف.
شيء مشرف جدا ان يكون في كل الالعاب هنقول بطل قومي للعبه ديت. احنا يمكن في اجيال سابقه كنا دايما بنشوف يعني كابتن اسماعيل كرئيس اتحاد حاليا يعني، وهو بطل كبير، لكن قدر ان هو يخلق حاله للتنس. الحقيقه ما شفناش البطل القومي اللي هو يبقى يخرج عن الاطر المحليه ويكون بعيد. بنشوف ده دلوقتي في الكاراتيه، بنشوف ده دلوقتي في التايكوندو، بنشوف ده دلوقتي في رفع الاثقال، بنشوف ده في الرياضات الجماعيه كمان. اذا احنا لينا دور، وكل اتحاد معني هو موجود الاساس. يعني احنا مع الاتحاد في تخطيطه وفي ادائه طبقا لرؤيه الدوله المصريه، بصفه خاصه ان فخامه الرئيس بيدي كل الدعم للرياضه والرياضيين والشباب المصري.
طبعا انا مبسوطه ان انا هنا في مصر، حاسه بتكريم الناس من الناس في الشوارع كلها. ما بيشوفني حد بيقول لي مبروك. يعني عايزه اشكر الناس على دعمهم الكبير ليا. بجد الواحد بيحس فعلا ان هو عمل حاجه لما بينزل وبيحتفلوا بيه. ان شاء الله اللي جاي عندي بطولات في جنوب امريكا، في تشيلي والارجنتين واوروغواي. بطولات مهمه جدا بالنسبه لي. ان شاء الله اقدر اعمل نتائج كويسه فيها وانهي السنه برانكينج احسن. طبعا المدرب دوره مش كبير بس في الحياه التنسيه، دوره كبير في حياتي عامه. يعني هو على طول بيشيل عني حاجات كتير قوي. هو اللي بيتكلم مع اي حد حواليا عشان انا اركز في التنس بس. ده غير ان هو بيساعدني من الاول، يعني نفسيا ومعنويا، وحتى فتح لي بيته اول لما رحت اسبانيا. فعايزه اشكره جدا، حسسني ان انا جزء من عيلته.
وعلى ذكر الألعاب الفردية، تم الاحتفال بتوقيع عقود الرعاية لاتحادات الرماية والتايكوندو ورفع الأثقال. تعالوا نشوف تقرير عن الاحتفالية.
جزئيه التسويق دي شيء مهم جدا، يعني يمكن فيها دراسات، والدكتور اشرف صبحي يعني عنده علم ودراسه كبيره جدا في هذا الموضوع. شركتنا احدى الشركات اللي متخصصه في التسويق، ان هي استطاعت تجيب احدى الشركات تكون راعيه لاتحادات مختلفه، والنهارده ده تم عقد توقيع النهارده بين هذه الشركه واتحاد مصر رمايه. وطبعا وده في حد ذاته دعم للرياضه المصريه، لانه كون ان في دعم مادي فهذا يؤثر على اللعبه، لانه لعبه الرمايه لعبه مكلفه جدا. الدعم بيصل الينا من الدوله ممثله في وزاره الشباب والرياضه، والنهارده اضافه جديده من احدى الشركات الراعيه اللي هتكون راعيه، اللي ماضينا عقد التوقيع النهارده معاهم في مكتب ديوان وزاره الشباب والرياضه في حضور سيد الدكتور اشرف صبحي وزير الشباب والرياضه. ده اضافه جديده، وده بيخلي فيه خدمه مجتمعيه من المجتمعات ومن المنشآت المختلفة أنها بتساعد الرياضة المصرية.
اتحاد رفع الأثقال من بداية تحملنا المسؤولية في شهر 12 وهو بيعمل على قدم وساق لتحقيق إن شاء الله بإذن الله الهدف المرجو منه هو تحقيق ميداليات أولمبية في باريس 24 إن شاء الله. طبعا في هذا الإطار لازم بنمر بخطوات كتير جدا، يعني منها المعسكرات الداخلية والمعسكرات الخارجية. حاجة زي الرعاية اللي بتتم للاتحاد دي بتساعدنا على إتمام المعسكرات الخارجية لأنها بتتكلف تكاليف كبيرة، فعشان نقدر ننفذ هذا الكلام بنحتاج رعاة تدعم الاتحاد، وإن شاء الله بإذن الله احنا دي البداية بالنسبة لنا مع روابط الرياضية كمسوق لاتحاد رفع الأثقال. أول عقد رعاية بنوقعه النهاردة مع شركة الشابة المصرية، وإن شاء الله ربنا يكمل العقود اللي جايه على خير بإذن الله إن شاء الله.
الاستثمار والدعم والرعاية مهمة جدا جدا، لأن زي ما أنا قلت في حضور معالي الوزير الشباب والرياضة الدكتور أشرف صبحي، إحساس مريح جدا وإحساس بيأمن مجلس الإدارة لما الدولة المصرية ووزارة الشباب والرياضة الوزارة المختصة والإدارة المركزية لينا هي اللي تشوف متطلباتنا فين واحتياجاتنا إيه، وبتقدر إن هي الحمد لله بتوفيها على مراحل وفقا لخطة مدروسة موضوعة. طبعا احنا عندنا خطة إعداد لأولمبياد باريس 2024. أثناء هذه الخطة بيبقى فيه مصاريف وكم هائل من المصاريف والاحتياجات، غير كمان ما يستجد علينا من أحداث بتتطلب زيادة صرف.
وبكده خلصت أخبارنا الرياضية النهاردة، وبعد الفاصل هيكون معانا حلقة خاصة من الإسماعيلية وحوار مع المدير الفني الإسماعيلي جاريدو مع كابتن ميدو. استنونا.
طبعا احنا النهارده موجودين في اسماعيليه برازيل مصر، نادي وشعب بيتنفس كرة قدم. نادي الإسماعيلي واحد من أعرق الأندية المصرية اللي أنا اتشرفت إن أنا دربتهم، ولما جيت هنا شفت قد إيه الناس هنا. أول حاجة ناس طيبين جدا، ناس بيعشقوا الكورة وبيحبوا الكورة وبيحبوا النادي الإسماعيلي وعندهم شغف كبير جدا بالنادي الإسماعيلي. عشان كده كان مهم جدا ان احنا نيجي نزور النادي، وان احنا نطمن على النادي قبل ما الموسم يبدا، وان احنا نعمل انترفيو مهم جدا مع المدير الفني الاسباني القدير جاريدو، اللي انا بقول ان كانت خطوه شجاعه جدا من الإسماعيلي وجريئه ان هم يجيبوا جاريدو، لان اي مدرب كبير ليه متطلبات. اي مدرب، الاداره اللي عايزه تنجح لازم تجيب مدرب كبير يبقى ليه متطلبات وعايز عنده ديماندز ان هو عايز ينجح. مفيش مدرب كبير مش عايز ينجح. فكره التعاقد مع الكوتش كانت مهمه جدا، وكانت جريئه جدا من المدرب قبل ما تكون من النادي الاسماعيلي. النهارده انا جيت اسماعيليه عشان ادردش في الكوره مع المدير الفني للنادي الاسماعيلي كوتش او مستر جاريدو. Good evening, and it's a pleasure to have you on my show, and welcome back to Egypt.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, and it's very nice for me to be here in Egypt and to have the chance to speak in your show. And thank you very much.
I was saying that it was a clever move from Al-Ismaili board to go for a coach that have the same identity as the club. Ismaili is a club that always try to play attacking, entertaining football. So I said, it was clever from the board, but it was very brave of you. Am I right?
Yes, I think, yes, you are right. I think, first of all, I know the history of Ismaili. It's a history of a team playing good football with a good style of football. I like this style of football, and I will do my best to play this offensive football or this creative football, and I think this is key for our team, playing good football, because also this is very essential for our fans, because our fans, I think the fans are essential part, very important for our team. And I'm sure our fans, they will connect it with the team when they see the team is playing good football, is playing brave, is playing, going to win every game. So this is what I like as coach. And of course, I think the club, especially with Hosni, I know him. He's a very important person for us because I think he's trying to make this style with players, with coach, and I think we are now working in the good way to bring back our team in this style, and of course, obviously, winning games.
You know, in life there is always the fight between the heart and the brain. Huh? We all live all our lives have this clash between our hearts and our brains, and sometimes we make decisions with our hearts, but I think when we get older and experience, we go for the brain a little bit. Yeah. How are you gonna manage this fight? Because you just mentioned now that you want to play attracting football, but also the brain say that now in the Egyptian league, with all the money that have been invested in, and of course compared to Ismaili, okay, you brought in good players, but not. I don't want to say as big, but with
other teams spend more money.
Much more money.
Spend more money.
How are you gonna manage this fight between your heart, because I know your philosophy of coaching and of playing? You want to play open football and you play. How are you gonna find this balance?
Yeah, the first thing is in football. I think when you are because passion. You feel passion for football, and if you leave your house and your family to go to manage a team, is because you feel passion and you are happy doing this. That's the first important point. Then, as football coach, you have to feel that you are passionate with your team, that you can, at least me, that you can be doing good trainings, that you have good players to manage, and then I took the risk to come here because I know here I can build a good team. I have good players, and this history we were speaking before about the history of Ismaili, the tradition of football. Then I think our chance to be a good football team in this league is playing good football. It's even brain and heart. You know, in my opinion, is our best way to be back in the top of the table and to be fighting with the now important teams in the league. So I think Ismaili always was doing this. When I was in Egypt a long time ago, Ismaili for me was one of the top teams in Egypt, playing international competition. Actually, I played international competition with Raja Casablanca against Ismaili. I always was a team that you can feel the passion with football, the passion with the fans, and then for me it is it's a place that I like to be because this passion for football.
والله هي الصفقة الوحيدة اللي احنا عملناها صح هي صفقة المدير الفني. جاريدو مدرب كبير، اخذ بطولات مع كل الفرق اللي مرنها، وربنا يكرمه عشان خاطر شعب اسماعيليه الغلبان الطيب.
جاريدو لا خلاف عليه، مدرب كبير وحقق انجازات مع النادي الاهلي، وافضل شيء حصل ان هو بدأ فترة الاعداد مع النادي الاسماعيلي، وان شاء الله يعمل مردود جيد ويعمل موسم محترم والاسماعيلي يرجع لمكانه الثاني بين الكبار.
احسن صفقة جت الاسماعيلي جاريدو، مدير فني كبير، شخصيه، شغله باين في الملعب، في الماتشات الوديه، اتفرجت على الماتشات الوديه كلها. لا مدير فني كبير، وربنا يكرمه معانا كده يا رب، وتبقى بدايه ليه موفقه ان شاء الله.
اهم حاجه اللي هي ايه، المدرب يقدر توظيف اللعيبه ديت، يقدر يوظفها ازاي. عمليه توظيف اللعيبه دي مهمه جدا جدا جدا، والاختيار الانسب لكل مباراه هيبقى ايه.
I think it's very important, and I like what you said about the connection between the supporters and the team. And one of the very important circles you have, or one of the big points that you have to get the connection between the supporters and the team is Hosni Abdurabbo, because he's a legend here, of course, not only here in all Egypt. How are you going to use Hosni Abdurabbo to get this connection between you, the players, the supporters? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, what I see is Hosni is very important for us. For me, it's very important because he's my reference. You know, he's the person that I think he's the leader of the club in this moment, in my opinion, for players, for the staff, and he's someone who knows very well the mentality of the players, of the fans, of every person here, and I'm always taking his advice, and I see we share the same philosophy of football, and then it's important that he's looking for someone as coach, someone who can do the trainings in this way, who play football in this way. So for me, Hosni is someone very important also for the motivation inside the team, for the players, because of course I am as coach, I have clear the tactics and the style of playing, but also Hosni is someone who can help a lot inside the team, motivation, leader of the players, experience. So this is, in my opinion, we have the right pieces, because you need a good coach, assistant coach, goalkeeper coach, fitness coach, but you need the general manager or the technical director, someone who knows about football, who believes the people who is working with him.
And he knows the club as well, by heart.
Yes, he knows everything, because he was a legend here, he was a big player, and his connection with the fans, and of course, the connection with the fans is very important. I know very well, big clubs, you need the fans in a very good connection with the team, because in the stadium, when you have the fans with the team, it's easier to win games. So also, I really want our fans be connected with us, because for sure in a games, we will need the help of the fans, because sometimes the games are difficult, and this help of the fans can make the difference to win the games.
So what I understand from you, that your approach to the season will be with Ismaili or Ismaili identity, playing attacking football,
Yes.
and playing your way, the way you want to play.
This is, in my opinion, this is the way that we have to do this, and this is in my first week with the team and the trainings and speaking with the players. This is the philosophy that we want to play, and of course we will go to the game to win every game. We need to play football to score goals, and also we have to be I like a team well organized and defending well. You know, to play good football or to play brave football is also you can balance this to be defending well, because of course in football you have to attack and you have to defend. So, but the style, finally you have the soul of the team is also a team playing with the ball and using good technical players.
You have two players in your group or in your squad that has done really well in the last couple of years, Bahar Mohammadi and Abdurrahman Magdi. And you know all the other big boys, they are monitoring them. You know that. They all, are you a bit worried, or you have a solid agreement with the president that these players or those players are not going to go anywhere?
For me, are important players, and I want them here. Of course, the base of football are players. When you have good players, everything is easier. When you have good players, you can play good football, you can win games. Of course, when a club, I think Ismaili as club always is demanded to have ambition. Starting from the president, the board, the technical director, the coach, the staff, the players, all of us, we are playing for a very historical club, for big fans, and we have to also give them this ambition, the ambition to have the best players with us, and with the best players you can fight win games and to win
So
trophies.
you're hoping they're not going to go anywhere, of course.
I want the best players here with me in my team.
Yes.
Otherwise, I understand football. I know the clubs need money. Sometimes also the players, in case a player want to go to another team, maybe it's difficult to change the mentality. If an important player, they have a very good offer from I don't know where, it's difficult to change his mentality. But what I'm trying here is to send the message to the players, to my players, that here they can make a very good season. And sometimes in football, you have to look for the right moment to go to another club, because maybe now is the right moment to be here and to be making a good season with Ismaili. I think for those players, I think for them it's good to be here, make a good season, play good football, and then maybe we don't know what happens next season, but in case they want to go to another team, go in the best way with his club, with his fans, and also go into a place that for them is
The right direction.
the right direction and the top level.
We all know about that football is about winning games, isn't it? But we all also know that football is about being patient and about having confidence in the or belief in the coach that you managed. And I want you, as you've been honest since the beginning of this interview, to answer me honestly. Weren't you a bit worried from the reputation of the club that they sacked so many managers in the last 3 or 4 years? Weren't you a bit worried when you came over, and or you're confident that with the quality of the group and your work, of course, and the support of the fans, that you will start well and you will do well?
Yeah, I know this. Of course, this is just it's not opinions. It's what
it's on Google.
Yeah, what's happening in the last year. So, but I'm as coach, I think I'm brave. Always I was. I'm brave to go to places that I can feel something. That, of course, I know this is a risk if you see the last years. But also, I think now this is a new project, and I think we have to have confidence in the new project. I feel people here in the club that so far they are trying to build the team, and as I told you before, I'm brave to go to the places. I think I always was to the clubs in the very difficult moment. I was in Raya in a very difficult moment, and we got the cup in Morocco and the CAF. So you never know. But as I told you, the most important thing for me to come here is I know I come to Ismaili, it's a big club, and I know I have good players, and I know we can make good football. For me, this is the base.
Yeah.
In case we can manage these things in the good way and we start winning games, of course we can get a good season. I know football is about winning games, and when you don't win 1 or 2 games, everyone gets crazy, and it's a moment to keep calm and to have a good reaction. But also, really, I think that the club, starting from the president, he's speaking with me in a good way. I think he's looking for this stability that he couldn't get in the last years, Ismaili's club. But now I feel, or I think that we are working in the good way, and working in the good way, I always think that working well, you get the good things, you get our goals. So our goals is to play good football, winning games, and really I'm here to get this goal.
True. And to be honest, the times that the president gave time to the coach, he ended up doing well. Hamza Gamal last season, and he's one of Ismaili's sons. He's a legend here at the club. When he had the time and was given enough time, he did really well, and also the Sabr as well in the past. He did really well when you had the time, and I'm sure that if you get the time, of course, I'm sure that you're gonna do great things in إسماعيلي. ده كان كلامنا مع جاريدو عن الإسماعيلي وأحلامه مع الإسماعيلي في الموسم الجديد اللي هينطلق الاسبوع القادم. تعالوا نطلع فاصل، وبعد الفاصل هتكلم مع جاريدو عن حاجات اكتر عن النادي الاهلي، النجوم اللي كان بيدربهم في الاهلي، عن منتخب مصر، عن رايه في الدوري العام، الدوري المصري ومستوى الفرق الموسم اللي جاي. نطلع فاصل ونرجع نكمل مع جاريدو.
مهندس يحيى عمل صفقات كويسه، احنا بس كان ينقصنا حارس مرمى مع محمد فوزي واحمد عادل عبد المنعم. اي نعم الاثنين شغالين كويس، بس كان لازم يبقى في حارس اول يبقى يدي طمأنينة شويه مع الصفقات اللي موجوده. دعمنا خط ظهر محترم، دعمت نص ملعب كويس، دعمت الخط الامامي برضو بشكل محترم.
الصفقات اللي احنا جبناها كلها انا شايف ان هي صفقات هتفيد النادي الاسماعيلي، لان كلها لعيبه كوره، هي يعني هم جعانين كوره، يعني هو حتى لو هم جايين من انديتهم ما كانوش بيلعبوا، لكن هم جعانين كوره، فطبعا هيفيدوا النادي الاسماعيلي. احنا كان عندنا نقص ان احنا محتاجين حارس مرمى او محتاجين تدعيمات بسيطه، لكن انا شايف ان احنا هنبقى افضل من السنين اللي فاتت، السنين اللي احنا كنا بننافس فيها على الهبوط، اللي احنا مش مكانه النادي الاسماعيلي ابدا.
كاسماعيليه يعني اول مره نشوف صفقات فعلا جت يعني ان هي تلعب، ويعني وهنقف وراها. يعني بقالنا كتير قوي ما شفناش لاعب يعني بجد ان هو يعني يبقى قد التيشيرت الاصفر، يلبس التيشيرت الاصفر، يعني حاجه صعبه. دلوقتي بقى عندنا 11 لاعب بجد كويسين وحلوين، واحنا في ظهرهم في كل مكان.
الصفقات يعني كويسه، الاسامي كبيره كويسه، لو اندمجوا مع بعض يعني ان شاء الله الاسماعيلي يبقى يعمل موسم حلو جدا. واول ماتش الاهلي ماتش صعب طبعا، بس ان شاء الله لو قدروا يتفاهموا يعني مع جاريدو ان شاء الله نكسب، مش هيهمنا اي ماتش يعني باذن الله.
كل الصفقات بصراحه جيده جدا جدا ممتازه، وان شاء الله اتمنى موسم جديد للاسماعيلي ويكون موسم قوي ان شاء الله وكويس. بس الصفقه الاخيره دي مش عارف، مش مطمن لها خالص.
انا متفائل خير في فراش شهور، وباسم مرسي لو عايز يرجع، باسم بتاع الزمالك لو باسم عايز يرجع ويرجع، صالح محسن لو فاق وعايز يرجع نفسه، كلها صفقات جايه ترجع نفسها، فاحنا نتمنى لهم ان احنا نرجع معاهم احنا كمان
ان شاء الله. برضو مع صالح جمعه، مع محمد حسن، مع فراش شواط، مع باسم مرسي، مجموعه ان شاء الله كويسه تقدر ترتقي مكانه الاسماعيلي. وانا حاسس ان احنا ناقصنا حارس بس مرمى، يعني عايزين حارس مرمى يكون قوي.
الاسماعيلي كبير، دي كانت كبوه، وان شاء الله والاسماعيلي باللعيبه اللي هي انضمت ليه تبقى اضافه، وان شاء الله نعمل موسم محترم.
اللعيبه اللي جت دي انا شايف، يعني انا متابع التمرين شبه يومي، يعني في لعيبه جيده جدا، في لعيبه هتبان بصوره كويسه جدا، وهنحكم عليهم في الملعب اكتر، لان في التمرين برضو ما تقدرش تحكم على اللعيبه، لكن الملعب لما بتتفرج على ال11 ضد 11 بتقدر تحكم على اللعيب ده هيقدر يفيد النادي او لا. يعني
الصفقات اللي جت دي مبدئيا يعني انا عايز صفقه من اللي كانت موجوده، من اللي جبناها دول، مع احترام الاسماء اللي جت يعني. هم اسماء كويسه وكل حاجه، بس المردود الملعب هو اللي يقول كلمته. دي حاجه. الحاجه الثانيه، مفيش نادي كان داخل معانا في الصفقات دي، يعني صالح جمعه مفيش نادي كان داخل معانا فيه، باسم مرسي مفيش حد كان داخل، النقاز مفيش كان حد داخل قدامه، ويعني والاسماعيلي مثلا على سبيل المثال لايام الحاج محمد ابو السعود كان زيكا مثلا، مع احترامي ان هو فشل معانا او نجح، مش دي القصه، بس انا بتكلم في حته ان هو مثلا الاهلي كان داخل في صفقه وانت قدرت كالاسماعيلي ان انت تاخده.
الصفقات يعتبر كويسه يعني، وفي نفس الوقت احنا عايزين الموضوع كله يبقى تتلخص في ان الناس القوام الاساسي المفروض ان يبقوا موجودين، لان دعم الفريق دوت بيرفعه. غير كده ان القيمه التسويقيه بتاعت اللعيبه كلها بتعلى.
اهلا بحضراتكم مره تانية من اسماعيليه. اسماعيليه بلد الكوره وبلد بتعشق كره القدم، وعندهم شغف كبير جدا بالفريق وبالنادي وبالجماهير. ورجعنا مره تانية مع جاريدو المدير الفني للنادي الاسماعيلي. كوتش, you managed الأهلي of course before, and I honestly think that it was a great period for الأهلي. And you won, of course, the Confederation Cup with the famous goal of Metab in the 90 plus. But you were gone. How did you leave? Why did you leave?
I think it was my first experience in Egypt. of course, if now I know a lot of things more, so I'm more prepared. You know, I know more things.
More prepared or more flexible?
Experience.
More prepared or more flexible?
Both.
Okay.
Both, because when you are more prepared, you can be more flexible because you know how to manage something. You know, but my memories are very nice because for me it was very nice experience. I was happy, but also I was fighting a lot to improve things. You know, I came from Europe at that moment, 2014-15, and I was fighting a lot of things inside the club to make the club modern club and professional club. Then I had to fight against a lot of organization points, and then maybe at that moment I was very tired of to fight with these points.
So you think? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you think if the time comes back to you, with you, you would change the way your philosophy at the club? You will be focused more in the football?
Yes. Maybe I fight less with these points and I try to manage soye.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah, but I think honestly it was a good period, a good season. I'm happy what we were doing. We were working very well, in my opinion, in trainings, in games, in a style of playing. I think we promoted also important players and we were playing good football. Unfortunately, the league, I couldn't play the league because the league was cancelled. Remember, unfortunately, the Zamalek fans who died in the stadium. You remember that very bad moment.
And you left straight after that, or before that?
No. But the league was cancelled for a few weeks, and we were playing CAF. So I played half of the league, more or less. You didn't want the league? Yeah, I didn't play the league. I was playing CAF, and then
you went to the Confederation.
League was cancelled, and we have a lot of match postponed or something like that. But for me, it was very good experience. It was my first experience, and of course, in your first experience, maybe there is some points that you don't know very well. Now I know very well these points, so now I can be more flexible, or I can adapt myself to things that I was fighting to change or to improve, but I was doing honestly. This is the most important part for me. The people who was working with me, they know that I'm very honest, very passionate, very clear, very direct, and I always go with the through in front.
Maybe now you know, maybe with the Egyptian players, sometimes you need to.
It depends on every person. Every person is different. Of course, at that moment I had very important players and very good persons and very good professionals, and I'm happy because after 7 years, most of them I still keep in touch with them, and they
appreciate what
they appreciate me, and I appreciate them. So this is the best thing. I still can tell you 15 players of that squad that I still keep in touch, and
great.
I'm very grateful that I heard speak about me. They are speaking very well about me, and this is very positive for me.
To be honest, they all speak very high of you. Even they're all my friends. Gali, he's my brother. He's my friend since we were 14.
I was fighting with Gali every day.
Yeah, but I'll get back to that. But at first, I'll get back to that. But you spoke about being more focused about football, let's say. Did you wish, and with all the respect to Goma, of course, Goma is a big star and legend and Ali, and for Egypt, he's my friend as well. Did you wish to deal back then with the guy, a team manager or a team director or whatever they call it? Did you wish to be working with a guy with more experience back then?
No, I think
because he just retired.
At that time, for me, Wael Goma and Alaa Abdel Sadek was fantastic guys. Okay. Very good persons, and they were helping me a lot. Actually, I consider them my friends, and Alaa Abdel Sadek is a top man, also, top person, and Wael Goma too. And I think they were working well, and we were doing good things. But finally, also in football, I remember when I left Al Ahly, we were out of Champions League with Tetuan, the Moroccan team. So it was a bad result, and sometimes you have to accept that with a bad result is the coach who is out. Maybe it's wrong, because I think when you get the stability with the coach in the long term, it's better for you. It's better for the team, for the club, I mean. But after the time, I accepted what happened, and I used this experience as a very nice experience for me. And at that moment, maybe I didn't enjoy all what now I'm ready to enjoy. You understand?
You mean the pressure?
No, the pressure is very nice always. I think for me pressure is, I was in important clubs and pressure
gives you adrenaline.
Always it was, I think I fit under the pressure, you know. But I mean, I was, as I told you before, I was fighting with a lot of points to make a good organization. Yeah. And then maybe I couldn't enjoy total,
football part.
The football part and everything because I was too much fighting to get this, to get this, to get this, to get this. But this fighting, in my opinion, it was better for the club because I know a lot of points that I was fighting to improve. Finally, they were improving. They were,
And some of the points as well, they done it after you left.
Yes, it's what I mean.
Yes,
it's what
yes,
I mean.
yes.
I know this.
Yes.
So I was fighting for something that it was positive for the club. That at that moment maybe I was the person who was fighting, but after that they were getting this kind of points in the solution for the points. But I remember this year as very nice year, and very happy because it was opened the door for me to be in Egypt. That I consider Egypt like my house. I also consider Morocco, honestly, because Casablanca is also in my.
Yes, and your list.
For me and my family, Casablanca, Cairo, Egypt, is also like part of our memories of our life. So for me, I'm happy because at that moment I came to Egypt. For me, it was a very good decision, great decision, and I'm happy to still now come back to Egypt. And during this time, always keeping in touch with people in Egypt, friends, and I always, I was in Spain. I was always speaking to the people. Egypt is a fantastic place, and so I consider myself like an ambassador of Egypt, in the world. No, of course you are a top ambassador of Egypt.
No, but you are.
But at least in Spain, I was always having good words about Egypt because me and my family we were very happy here.
One of the things that's been said about you, that you are an aggressive coach, if we could say that.
Yeah, I have a personality, especially sometimes in the trainings.
Did it create problems for you at Al-Ahli?
Yeah, it's possible. Sometimes, look, if you are true, you don't lie, you are clear, you are direct.
But I'm the same, don't worry.
Yeah, but it's your personality. It's your personality, and then you are passionate because I feel passion in trainings.
Yeah.
I want everyone in the training respect the training, and respect the training is give 100%. If someone is not giving 100%, I'm not easy to manage this. I go straight to him. I say this is not possible, and then some players they are not used to this. Then also this personality, of course, if you are in the game, sometimes I'm shouting, and then some people say, "What is?" Yeah. I try to fight in the game also with my team, but this is part of my personality, and of course, when you are getting older, you have to
manage things different.
To manage things in a different way, and you have to start more, as you said before, brain more clever, and sometimes you have to wait 1 minute to say things, But of course, the personality of everyone is your personality.
You spoke about passion, and I know that one of your captains was Gali.
Yes.
And I know that he also passionate guy.
Yes.
And he's a pure Al-Ahli guy. He loves the club.
Yeah, he's a fighter.
Yeah, and he wants everything to be done perfectly as you want as well. Did you speak to him about treating the younger players differently while you were there? Because I know that he's very harsh on the younger players. Or
he or me?
He. Did you speak to him, or you were happy with the way he's dealing with the younger players?
For me, he's a fighter. He was a fighter when I was with him. He was a fighter. He was the captain. I was fighting with him many times. It's true because
we all had to fight.
Yeah, it's true. I cannot say the opposite because then I lie. I'm not lying. I was having some fights with him, and he was just very demanding with everyone, with the young players and with all players. But maybe young players they were a little bit afraid because Hossam Ghali is a big personality. But at that moment, Hani right back. Mohamed Hamdi,
they were young.
Yes, very young, and I put them in the first team with 17, 18, and they said, no, this is very young. I said, no problem. So they were there.
They're always worried about the young players.
Trezeguet, Ramadan Sobhi, Amr Gamal, unfortunately he was injured. So I always liked young players. In every club I was always promoted young players. Yes. So if at that moment these players, they know I am the coach and I'm supporting them. So they felt the confidence of the coach, that in my opinion is the most important thing. But about Hossam Ghali, he's a fighter. So I like fighters even if I have to have disappointment with him. I prefer a fighter with disappointment with me. Disagreement, yeah. Yes. I prefer a fighter sometimes disagree with me. No fighter always tell me yes, right. I prefer fighters. Yes. Of course,
you
fighters,
need someone sometimes to go against
we can solve these problems, but when you are in the pitch, you have to be fighting, and he always was fighting.
It's true, and he's a great leader too. He
has a big personality. Then the big personality, sometimes you can have a crash with other big personality, but finally, for me, the most important thing, he was a big fighter, and in the field he was always fighting. Even in the trainings he was always. He was maybe the older guy in the team,
because he's used to it.
But he was fighting like he was 17.
The only way to keep Hossam Ghali quiet is to break his teeth. You know that. Yeah. I broke Hossam Ghali's teeth at Tottenham. His first session at Tottenham, he came from Feyenoord, and I'm the one who said to Martin Jol, there is an Egyptian player, unbelievable player, Feyenoord. Please go and watch him. And they go and watch him, and they signed him. So at his first session, he started to kick me every time, and he started, to get the ball and that. And it's a famous story at Tottenham. So I said, Hossam, play simple. Come on, keep it play simple. And he kept doing the same things. And I ended up breaking his 2 teeth here with the elbow. But
he's strong, and you have to be strong with him.
Yes,
if you get down, you have to keep the strong.
He's a top man, and also now, of course, that he's a board member now at the club. And we all expect that he's going to have a great future at the club. He's because he got everything in him. He's a big star. He got the football knowledge and a respectful character or person, as you know. Again, one of the guys that maybe done great for you is Mete.
Yeah.
You also had some.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
About playing or what?
No. It's very simple. First of all, I'm very happy because after years, Emad Meteb is my friend, and we keep in touch, and he called me and he respects me, and that's very nice.
Yes, of course.
And it's very honest from his side, because at that moment when I was his coach, in my opinion, he started to get older, and another guys were Mohamed Zakaria, Walid Suleiman, Amr Gamal before. I saw that other players were in better condition to play games, so Emad was playing less.
Yes.
And then he was not happy, I understand. Course, yeah. Sometimes he was not happy, and when a player is not playing, normally the coach is...
Especially if he's a big player, of course.
Yeah, of course. But he had the quality, and especially he had the...
Feeling.
To score goals.
Of course.
Yeah, this is the most important thing. Then he was not playing always, but he was playing, and he was doing to the team, especially the goal in the
final,
in the Confederations Cup, the goal, the very important goal, maybe the most important goal also in my career.
Is it the most important?
It's one of them. But and I have very good memories about this goal. So it's a fantastic goal. So Emad Meteb at that time, in my opinion, it was other players that for me were much better in the starting lineup. I always respected Emad Meteb, but respected a player is not just to play in the starting 11. You know, sometimes you don't play because another one is playing. And then, in my opinion, I was fair, and I was, a coach respecting all the team, not only playing with big names, giving the chance to other players that, in my opinion, at that moment they were doing well, and actually they were also the future of the club, because some of those players, they were in the future very important players.
True, and one of the things that I remember now, you got eliminated in the cup from Smoha, no?
Yes, I think it was my first or
second game.
2 weeks. I was in El Ahly. I was with 40 players, and we were finally we played 2 games, and we were out in the cup. Yes.
Because you know what happened? I was managing Zamalek, and I watched the game, Al Ahly against Samoa, and I think Samoa won 2-1 or something in Cairo Stadium.
1-0. I don't remember. 1-0 or 2-1. Yes.
But you played some good football. You
Yes.
played attacking football.
We play attacking football and keeping the ball, but they were defending well and counter-attack. And we, Nasser Maher, with 17 years old, played this match. I remember, who was very young player.
They had a very good team. Captain Hamada Sidqi built a very good team with Hamoudi and Ala Ali. He passed away a couple of years ago. God, his soul rest in peace. And they had a very good team. And I remember I was managing Zamalek, and we qualified to the final. We beat in the semi-final. I don't know. We beat Degla or something, and Samoa beat you. And I showed 2 games to the players, 2 nights before the game. Al Ahly 2 weeks before or 3 weeks before played against Samoa in the league, and they won 2-1. But Al Ahly was defending. He left the position. Position. He left the ball to Al Ahly, and I show you your game. I show your game, and I said to the players, listen, if you go to this final and you play like you're Zamalek, like you're Al Ahly, and you play attacking football, I promise you we will lose 3-0, easy, because this team is the best counter-attacking team in the country. And I showed them the whole game, and I convinced the players that the only way to beat Samoa is to play them like a small team.
Yes,
like we are
defending
small.
well and go.
Yes, and leave them the possession because they don't know what to do with the.
But this in football sometimes happen, and you have to be flexible also in tactics, because sometimes you need a different plan.
Yeah.
So.
I remember because I remember.
But that game is true. We were playing
very good
the ball,
football.
open, pass the ball, very offensive, and we were destroyed in counterattacks.
Yes, and thank God we beat them 1-0 at the end, and we won the cup. But they had a very good team, well organized. نطلع فاصل ونرجع نكمل مع جاريدو. I want to talk to you now about what changed in the league and how the league is different now from the time you were managing Al Ahly or you were here the first time. Of course, as you know now, more teams are investing, a lot of teams is injecting or investing a lot of money into the squad or into their squad. And Al Ahly is totally different team. Zamalek is totally different team. How do you see the league this season?
I think Egypt. I think maybe it's the best league in Africa.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I think so because, for example, always in Egypt there are good players that they don't go to Europe because sometimes they prefer stay here. Also because
good money,
because financial conditions. For example, in Morocco, when there are good players and quickly go to Europe or to other places. So, I think Egypt, from my time to here, what I see improving mentality of the players for trainings is what I see now in Ismaili. I'm very happy because I see our players are really ready for trainings, professionals in nutrition, on time, and also I see that there is better stadiums and better facilities. You know, in my period, before it was difficult for them to respect about the facilities. You know, about the grass, the stadium, to have the good conditions to play
the important
football.
Things that they think it's not important.
I remember I was at that moment with my team, with my players watching a game of La Liga, and I said, look the stadium, look the field, you know, if they come here to play here, they say
play,
we
yeah.
cancel the match because we cannot play. So what I think now I see is the improving mentality of the players, professional mentality, nutrition, on time, discipline, and knowing that training is very important. You know, I think this is the progress for players is when they know trainings are very important for games. This is the most important thing, in my opinion, to improve the players.
Yes.
After that, clubs and organizations, they have to improve stadiums and the fields, the training facilities. You know, to have the right training facilities, in my opinion, is very important, essential for clubs, because when you have the right training facilities, it's much better for your players to develop good players. It's like you have a very good car and you don't put oil
right
or
guys,
you know, then the car, you are a very good car, but finally the car will be in the parking. No?
Yes.
So you have a very good car, and you have to give the car the right conditions. Then what I see now is this is something that is improving.
But also the other teams, the level of the teams. I mean,
yeah, everyone. I think what I see, what I know from Egypt and from other clubs and the players I know, and these conditions I see is improving in the country.
Does it help you to understand the oppositions a little bit more when we have more foreigners players in the league, or it doesn't make any difference? Because I know when you were at Al-Ahli, maybe there were another 2 or 3 foreigner coaches. But now, I think more than 11. I think 11 foreigner coaches. Does it make any difference for you? Because you know how their structure, the way they play.
I don't know. Look, when the people speak about one coach is good because he's from this country or this other country, this is not true. A coach can be a very good coach in Egypt, in Spain, in Germany or England, or I don't know, wherever, you know. So the good coach can be a good coach from everywhere.
Okay.
Then this is the first point. So I respect the coaches from everywhere. For me, it's the same. A coach from Egypt and from Spain is the same.
Yes.
The good coach can be everywhere.
Okay.
Second part, of course, when you as country are getting managers from all over the world, then you are getting different cultures, different opinions, different systems, and then you are learning. You can learn because if a coach from Serbia or a coach from Spain or a coach from Germany, they are getting different systems, and then you can start to learn different ways.
Different ideas. Yeah.
But of course, Ali Maher is from Egypt and he's very good coach.
Yes, I wanted to ask you about Ali Maher. He was your assistant in Al-Ahli. I want to ask you 2 questions about him. Did you expect him to do really well when he becomes the number 1, when he sits in the hot seat? And the second question is, when you watch him, when you watch his team, do you think that he learned a lot of things from you?
I hope he learned. What I can say is Ali Maher is one of the best persons that I ever met.
Yes,
he's
a nice
very
guy.
Good person, so he deserves the good things because he's very honest person and good person.
Did you expect him to be a good coach as a number 1?
When he was with me, he was a very good assistant coach.
Yes.
Then sometimes you can think that if someone is a good assistant coach, he will not be a good coach just because he's a good assistant coach. This is not the truth, because if he's at that moment he's assistant coach, he has to be, and he was a very assistant coach, honest and good knowledge about football, and always his opinion about players always was right. If he tells this one is good, this one is good.
He's got a good eye.
Yes, yes. And then, of course, he was developing. He has the experience, he has the knowledge, and when he has the chance, and now he's showing that he's a good coach, and I think he deserves this successful as career as coach. But now I text him 5-0 for Ismaili. Yeah. So I said in a text, Ali, this season 5-0 for Ismaili. He smiled. Let's see what happened.
Does it make any difference for you that the opponents in the first 3-4 weeks, or you just?
In football, you always need a little bit of good luck. We cannot say that in life sometimes you need the good luck. You are working to get good luck, but sometimes you need the good luck.
I know your fixtures from the control.
You already know?
Yeah, I know. First game الأهلي, second game Zamalek, third game Pyramids, fourth game Future.
Okay, fantastic. Good chance for us. Good chance for us to show that we are in the
Top
best
side.
level of Egypt and we can beat these teams. So.
Yeah.
But you never know. But of course, what is very important for us is to start the season in good way.
Sorry.
I think our club, they need this good starting to make everyone believe. But also, if we don't start well, we have to believe. And maybe after 3 games, we are winning every game in the season.
Yeah, last season, Arsenal, they lost the first 3 games, and they ended up having a good season with Arteta.
In football, always everything is possible.
Yeah,
but
they lost 5-0 from Man City.
But of course, it's much better to start winning.
To have a good
I
start.
remember in Villarreal, the first game we lost in Real Sociedad, and it was everyone sad. What is this big crisis? And we got top 4, Champions League, semi-final of Europa League. So sometimes you start bad, but you have a good reaction. But I prefer to start well, and of course, always it's important to start well.
الاسماعيلي فريق كبير، واحنا عاجلا هنقابل الاهلي. يعني احنا قابلناه في اول الدوري، هنقابله في نص الدوري، هنقابله كده هنقابل الاهلي. فالاسماعيلي فريق كبير، واحنا ان شاء الله نقدر نعمل نتيجه ايجابيه قدام الاهلي عشان اللعيبه تقدر تثبت نفسها للجمهور، لان احنا عملنا صفقات كتير، فلازم اللعيبه دي تثبت نفسها.
دي قرعه طبيعيه طبعا، وموجهه ومش موجهه ولا حاجه، طبعا جت طبيعه على التلفزيون، مش موجهه ولا حاجه، ويعني كل شيء اسمه نصيب، وعادي يعني الاهلي يعني وغير الاهلي، كل الدوري كله ماتشات صعبه طبعا، اهلي زي الزمالك زي الاسماعيلي كلهم زي بعض، يعني مفيش اي مشكله بالنسبه للاسماعيلي او الاهلي عادي.
طالما القرعه مش موجهه، قرعه مفتوحه، احنا راضيين هنقابل مين؟ كده هنقابل الاهلي، سواء في اول الدوري، في نص الدوري، في اخر الدوري، كده هنقابل الاهلي. ونتمنى طبعا تكون البدايه تفرق معانا. لو البدايه ماتش الاهلي عملنا ماتش كويس وان شاء الله نفوز ونعمل 3 بونت، هتفرق معانا، نبني عليها الدور الاولاني كله.
بدايه قويه للنادي الاسماعيلي بغض النظر على الفرق الثانيه، كلها ماتشات في المتناول للفرق الكبيره، انما الاسماعيلي يعني اول ماتش في الدوري الثاني موسم على التوالي، الاهلي لا ماتش صعب.
بالنسبه ان هو اول ماتش بين الاسماعيلي والاهلي، ده بتبقى مناسبه خاصه خصوصا لجماهير الاسماعيليه. يعني ان شاء الله نامل ان احنا نعمل حاجه كويسه، وهيبان فعلا مستوى الفريق الحقيقي في ماتش زي ده، وطبعا نامل ان ال3 نقاط ان شاء الله تكون في اسماعيليه باذن الله.
One of the players, of course, that you managed before, and now he's your player again, is Salah Goma, isn't he?
No, Salah Goma. When I was in El Ahly, they were speaking to bring but
him
finally no, and so I couldn't manage him at that moment.
So you haven't. So what do you think of him? He's one of the boys that is a big talent, and he needs. I think me personally, I never coached him. But I think he's one of the guys that if he feels loved, he will give you everything. Do you agree with me?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, he has very good conditions. He has.
Is he in a good shape?
I think he's improving in this, but of course he was in a difficult injury, and now he's training. He's working hard. He's doing well. You know, he has the discipline in nutrition, in trainings, and he has the qualities. So now. Of course, we are working with him to get the right fitness condition, and when he's improving the fitness condition, I think he's for us very important player, because he's a player playing with this quality and playing with this possession and good pass and good vision of the game. So
and he's a good number 8 and good number 10.
He's a good player, very good player, and we are working to recover him in his top level in fitness condition, and also, in my opinion, he's now more mature. And he knows for him now is a very important chance. And I think what I see, what I feel, he knows it, and he's getting older. And when you are getting older, you are more clever.
Yes.
And then he knows that he's in maybe in the chance of his life. I mean, in this club, in this team, he can make a very good season and be considered again as a very important midfielder in Egypt, and maybe one of the best in quality.
We have very few players at his position that can do well for the national team, and I really hope that he comes back and play well, because he's such a nice guy, as you said, and he's been trying, but he was unlucky with the injury and all.
المجلس يعني بقول لهم شكرا على اللي انتم عملتوه يعني، وربنا يوفقه ونفرح ببطوله. ان ما كانش الطموح، الناس اللي عندها الطموح دلوقتي ان احنا نوصل لبطوله، ده الطموح عالي شويه. لا انا بتمنى ان احنا على الاقل نكون في الاربعه الاولين ان شاء الله، واللي بعد منها يكون عندنا طموح للمنافسه ان شاء الله.
مجلس الاداره لازم اهم حاجه بس يلتزم بوعود الفلوس، مساعدة اللعيبه مهم جدا، لان اللعيبه دي لازم تاخد فلوسها عشان الدوري هيبدا. لو ما اخدوش فلوسهم هنبدا نفس السنه اللي فاتت، مستوانا سيء جدا، ممكن ننافس على هبوط تاني.
مستحقات اللعيبه الناس خدت حقها، واللي لسه موجود برضه هنديله حقه، والدنيا هتمشي ان شاء الله. الناس تصبر شويه وكل حاجه تبقى زي الفل.
مجلس الاداره لا 100%، الصفقات اللي عملوها دول تمام 100%، الله ينور عليهم، الله ينور 100%. يا رب الاسماعيلي يكسب ان شاء الله، والماتش الاهلي الجاي ان شاء الله، والماتش في الدوري ان شاء الله الاسماعيلي يكسب، امرك يا رب.
لا يقيم مجلس الاداره الا بشوف اللعيبه المجموعه دي من اول ماتش وثاني ماتش، بس كان يجب ان اللعيبه دي تحضر بعد المدرب. المدرب هو اللي يقول انا عايز ده وعايز ده وعايز ده، وبعدين الفيصل اللي بيننا وبين مجلس الاداره وبين اللعيبه، ودي عشناها وعاشرناها، الملعب هو الفيصل الحقيقي.
نفسي ما يعملهوش اللي هو ما يبيعش اي لعيب، يعني حتى لو ايه، يعني بلاش شغل اللي هو عبد الرحمن مش عارف ايه، لا ما ينفعش يبيع اي لعيب خالص. واحنا اصلا يعني الصفقات الجديده ديت هتمنى هي تكون كويسه، بس لسه هنجرب هيبقى كويس ولا لا. لكن عبد الرحمن مجدي يعني اهم لعيب في الفرقه.
انا نفسي ان احنا ما نقعش دايما في موضوع حته ان احنا ما يبقاش في تمويل او ما فيش دخل كويس للنادي. يعني احنا نادي تقيل جدا في الدوري المصري هنا، من اتقل 3 انديه هنا، فما ينفعش ان احنا كل سنه نيجي نقول ندور على ازاي يدخل لنا فلوس. دي حاجه بالنسبه لنا احنا تمسنا جامد قوي، يعني بالنسبه كمشجعين. حتى
منسيح الكومي عامل شغل كويس وجايب صفقات كويسه، وان شاء الله وكويس ان هو شال الغرامه، وان شاء الله يعني نشوف اداء كويس للنادي بعد وجود الباشمهندس سياح الكومي.
في تردد، هنبيع مش هنبيع، مفيش حفاظ على القوام ده. احنا اهم حاجه ان احنا في السنه دي بنقول الاسماعيلي ان شاء الله يرجع ويبقى شكله كويس. عايزين الصفقات الجديده يحصل انسجام ما بينها وما بين المجموعه القديمه، عشان يبتدي الاسماعيلي يظهر تاني ويرجع تاني من ضمن ال3 الكبار. فعايزين يعني مجلس الاداره يحس بشعب اسماعيليه، ويحسوا قد ايه الناس قلبها على النادي، ويعني قلبها ان النادي يرجع تاني، ويعني يبقى حاسين بالجماهير وحاسين بالناس. ومش عايزين تخبط ما بين مجلس الاداره وما بينهم وبين بعضيهم، عايزين يبقى كلهم روح فريق واحد وماشيين كلهم يعني مجموعه واحده على قلب رجل واحد كلهم.
One of the players that used a lot, of course, in الأهلي was Abdallah Saeed, right? Are you surprised that he's still playing at the top level and one of the big teams in Egypt?
For me, when I was there, he was injured.
Yes.
In the beginning, my period, a lot of months he was injured, but when he restarted slowly the trainings, I was very surprised at that moment. I said, this guy is very good player, very good player. Different. The vision of the game, the last pass, the free kicks. So for me, was one of the players who I was more impressed, about his qualities.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't play with him too much time because the final of the Confederations Cup. Yes, but really, I thought he was a very good player.
Even till now, right?
Yes, of course he is, and also I think it was better for him the years, because he was getting maybe improving his personality, because he was getting older and maybe more big personality, and then he was, in my opinion, he was improving, and the qualities are fantastic, very good qualities.
True. Again, dreaming and reality, and this is my last question for you. What's to be realistic with الإسماعيلي? What's your target? Where do you think Ismaili can finish the league on the table?
I'm always a worker. The most important thing, in my opinion, to describe myself is to be working in hard working. So I'm working to have good trainings, to have good organization, to start playing good football, and then when you are working, you can dream. I came here because I think this dreaming is possible to get this dreaming. What is the dreaming? Play good football, winning games, make our fans proud of us, and be fighting in the top of the league. I'm not speaking about to win the league now. I don't know. You never know. But I'm sure we can be fighting with the top clubs in Egypt. And the final position in the table, you know, there are 7 teams that you can be in the 10th position or 4th position. So we will fight to be in the top of the table, and we will fight to play good football. And for me, the essential is to make the fans proud of us, because my dream is the fans come to our stadium and they are happy to see our team playing football. If this is happening, everything will go well.
Coach, it was a pleasure to have you on my show, and I really wish you good luck, and I'm confident that inshallah this season will be great for Ismaili and for yourself, coach.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
دي كانت حلقتنا النهارده مع جاريدو، المدير الفني للنادي الاسماعيلي، النادي اللي كلنا بنعتز بيه، والنادي اللي كلنا بنتمنى ان هو تحت قياده جاريدو ومع اللعيبه الجداد اللي جم السنه دي ومع صبر الاداره على جاريدو ان شاء الله يكون السنه دي في مكانته الطبيعيه. تصبحوا على خير، اشوفكم بكره على خير باذن الله.